ended up picking 11 players, several of them here on day 3, starting with Evan Williams, the safety out of Oregon, making a move to go get him. Then they got Jacob Monk from Duke, and I gotta say, his experience has me very excited, and everything he has done as far as playing up and down the line fits entirely into what Brian has talked about as far as versatility, adding competition. This kid is gonna come in and be given chances right away, I think. And then next, getting Kitan Oladapo out of Oregon State, one of my draft crushes. The first time ever the Green Bay Packers have selected one of my draft crushes. So the curse is broken. I'm excited. I know there's some, yeah, I guess, divided opinion on his selection, but I absolutely love this kid. I think he's got tremendous upside in this defense. I think he can be a very physical presence and someone who's going to wreck shop up near the line of scrimmage, as well as give you some flexibility on the back end when you want to disguise things. I absolutely adore this selection. Then Packers took Travis Glover out of Georgia State. I'd be lying if I said I knew much about him, but he adds more offensive line versatility. And then two of the positions that I thought we might see go a little earlier today were addressed in the 7th round, starting with Michael Pratt, the quarterback out of Tulane. Gutekunst did say a couple of times he wanted to get back to the days of adding quarterbacks each and every year in the draft. He was true to his word, adding Pratt there in the 7th round. And then Kalen King, the corner out of Penn State. Now, I suspect this is going to be a bit of a steal. And I'm not saying that he's going to come in and light the world on fire or anything like that, but there is zero doubt. You go back and you look at his 2022 tape, it is exponentially better than the season he had in 2023. He is going to be a fiery competitor, I believe, for this Packers defense. And it's a position at corner where you like to see a little competition added. I know we just heard from Matt LaFleur. He was at the podium. I believe he's still at the podium, actually, as I'm live here, talking about how they have confidence in Eric Stokes and they like Valentine going into year 2, and Valentine is back in the mix. But adding Kalen King as competition, I think that's just excellent work all around from Gutekunst as far as elevating the floor, something we've talked about throughout the weekend, something I've talked about kind of essentially here this whole draft process. Got to churn the back end of your roster. You got to make sure everyone's competing for a spot each and every day. King adds that to the cornerback room where it did feel like this draft was going to kind of slide on by without an addition to that room. So to get that is promising. No question about it. The one surprise for me, and I'm not really surprised, but the one area that I think you maybe thought you might see addressed at some point in this draft that they did not was along the edge. I thought there was a good possibility they'd add an edge defender, given Enigbari is undoubtedly not going to be ready at the beginning of the season, given that you are pretty much towards the end of Preston Smith's career. I know they did take Lucas Van Ness last season. Clearly, they're going to be counting on a lot more from him this year. I thought there might be a possibility that they add an edge / defensive end in the 4-3, but that was not to be. But I'm excited about the class as a whole. Obviously, you got Jordan Morgan, Edgerrin Cooper, Javon Bullard, Marshawn Lloyd, and Tyron Hopper. They're added in the first 2 days, making this class complete. The tracking of the undrafted free agents will be up on Cheesehead TV momentarily on the website. Al does a great job of tracking that each and every year. So if you are interested, and those reports have already started to come in, I know Spoon had one about a minute, 2 ago. Those undrafted free agent signings will be up on the website. So if you're interested in that, make sure you check that out. Hello to everybody in the comments. So good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Cheesehead Joey, how you doing, man? Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Aaron, draft season has come and gone. I think the Packers did a great job. Loved Cooper and Bullard picks. See you in Green Bay next year. Go Pack, go. What an outstanding attitude. Yeah, I think you've got to be somewhat, lifted by this draft as far as the needs that were filled. I mean, whether it's linebacker, certainly safety, obviously needed offensive line talent and or kind of a replenishment there. They've checked all those boxes. Now, I don't know if these guys are going to come in the NFL and play worth a lick, but as far as needing bodies at certain positions and needing to replenish the talent level, especially at the bottom of the roster, That's been done. You can't say it hasn't. So anxious to see them out on the field. No question about it. Claus, thanks for the super chat. Great draft and great coverage by Cheesehead TV. Thank you for all your hard work, and I'm happy to see the reactions from the new guys. Yes, it's always great, right? It's great to get those kind of first blushes of, A, welcome to the NFL. B, you are a member of the Green Bay Packers, one of the most storied franchises in the league. It's great to see some of the raw emotion come across. No question about it. Paul, that's really nice. Thanks, man. Nags, you going to Brazil? And yes, the Pope wears a funny hat. Yes, I'm going to Brazil, people. No way I missed that. No way. Eddie, thanks for the super chat. Enjoy your time off post-draft. Well-deserved. Thank you, sir. I most certainly will. I am not going to lie. I am just living for getting on a plane next Thursday. Go down to New Orleans and hang out at Jazz Fest and just forget the world for a weekend. That is my plan at the moment. Ryan, how are you, man? Thanks for checking out the stream on Facebook. Bullard likely playing slot, right? Well, I don't think it's as easy as delineating he's a slot guy. I think he will play there some. I think he'll play down in the box. I think he'll play some strong safety. I think there'll be times when they are playing too high. They're not going to be, single high 100% of the time. McKinney will most likely be your post safety the majority of these snaps, but there's going to be a lot of mixing and matching. And I talked about this a little bit on the live stream. Most people now who follow football understand that it is a sub-package game, right? You've got your nickel in there most of the time. Nickel is the new base. We understand that. And so when you talk about the slot, you look and you see those three corners, right? The two perimeter guys, and then supposedly right now, Keyshawn Nixon. So then you're talking about the safeties. And obviously, yes, one of those guys can come down and play maybe the opposite slot. Maybe you split them. More often than not, in Hafley's defense, you're going to have a post guy, kind of a 3-high, cover 3 sometimes, maybe man under. But yes, Bullard is undoubtedly going to be better served closer to the line of scrimmage. I think that is no question, right? But he's going to be asked to do way more than just that. I've already seen a lot of people on Twitter and kind of fans asking about, he's going to have to be pigeonholed in this one area. I just don't see that. We've heard Brian talk just again and again and again about wanting those guys to be interchangeable because you have to be. Because otherwise, if you're an offensive coordinator, it gets real easy. So, yes, it was that where he will probably start the strongest, unquestionably. But he's going to be asked to do a whole hell of a lot more than just play the slot. Has to be. What else we got here, folks? Andrew, what's up? How are you, man? Love the class. Thought we might hit edge and QB earlier, but love the class. As a UGA fan, I have another jersey to buy. I dig the God of the O-line picks. Call me old-fashioned. Go, Pack, go. Hey, man, you need those big uglies. You need them up front to keep your quarterback clean, get things going for the run game. I'm all about getting some more offensive line talent in the mix. Cheesehead Joey, thanks again, man. Favorite moment from the draft? I'm a fucking Packer. Yeah, Bullard has the soundbite of the weekend. No question about that. How are we feeling about the draft overall, Nags? Tim, I feel great about it. I think, like I said earlier, they have addressed a bunch of areas of need. There's zero doubt that the competition this summer is going to be fierce at training camp. Ultimately, you got to wait and see when they hit the field and how they match up against NFL competition. That first kind of week when the pads come on is always the first real indicator of who, might be able to hit the ground running, who is going to take a little seasoning, a little time, a little work, but that's kind of the fun of the anticipation, right? I will say what is interesting about this class in particular is I'm not sure if it's every single guy, but if it's not every one, it's at least 10 of them were captains on their teams last season. It's very clear that there was a type of mental makeup, a type of leadership quality style, what have you, that Gutekunst wanted to assemble here. And I also think there's a lot of experience in this class. A lot of guys who have played a lot of football already, which would indicate to me they are going to come in ready to compete right away. This isn't, hey, we're projecting real superstar athletes and maybe we'll develop them down the line here. These are guys who have played ball, no ball, are going to be expected to come in and compete right away. That to me is kind of an overriding theme here. No question about that one. How long until minicamp and training camp? Well, minicamp, I believe, is in June. That's the mandatory minicamp. That's 3 days that everyone has to be there. The off-season program is ongoing. The rookie minicamp, I believe, is a couple weeks away, a week away, something like that. And then they'll have OTAs, and then the mandatory minicamp will be in June. So the first time that, the entire team has to be there is in June. But there will be plenty of coverage throughout the offseason leading up to that during OTAs and, of course, rookie minicamp. Michael, what's up? Are ACL injuries not as serious as they were in the past? Seems a lot of our picks have ACL issues. Past ACL injuries. No question about it. There have been major advances when it comes to getting guys back on the field and having them perform at high levels. There's undoubtedly some scar tissue for Packers fans having dealt with a nightmare that was David Bakhtiari's situation and his attempts to come back from his injury. But far and wide across the NFL, guys are not only getting back sooner, but getting back and hitting the ground and finding their old kind of rhythm and style and ability in ways that certainly didn't happen in the 80s and 90s. We are a long way advanced from that. Doug Hype, what's up, man? Nags, you deserve / need more beer. Corey gets a D- for lack of shipping brewski beers. Could not appreciate that more, brother. I will be downing said beers momentarily. Nathaniel, how are you, man? Thanks for the super chat. Getting Edgerrin Cooper and not even having to stay at 41 to do it was a godsend. Goot rolling those cojones of his around in a wheelbarrow. What an image. Thanks for that, man. Bobby Blue, what's up? You are screaming in the all caps here. Nags, we got Kalen King in the 7th. This will be the steal of our draft. Man, I thought he was drafted in the 4th and the 5th. Like I said earlier, there is zero doubt that his 2022 tape is exciting. He had a rough 2023. There's going to be some heightened scrutiny, I would think, especially like starting out, how he competes. But there's a lot of promise there. No question about it. And it has the potential to be a steal. I'm excited to see how he acclimates to the NFL game. Ryan, Random Packer, Jonathan Franklin. Well done. Well done indeed. Michael Burris, liked that we drafted a center for competition. I mean, the fact that Duke is that Monk is able to play up and down the line is great, but I am fascinated to see which team he's rolling with right out of the gate. As far as, is he with the 2s, is he with the 3s, or hell, maybe even with the 1s at center. That's going to be fascinating to watch. I love his makeup. Yeah, that's going to be a fun competition. Porkmaster, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Well done this weekend, Nags, and everyone at Cheesehead TV. It's fun to have hopes fueled, but it is just people reading a bunch of names. Thank you. I mean, essentially, ultimately, you could just, if you're old school, pick up the paper tomorrow morning and find out everybody they drafted. But we all are crazy, passionate Packers fans, and we got to know. We got to know right away. Eric, thanks to the super chat, man. No one asked about Matt's arm in his presser. Come on, beat. LOL. Got to shake off that offseason rust. Eric, it's funny you say that because I was going to text somebody in the room and ask somebody if they were going to ask that, but I felt confident that someone would. Apparently that was fallen by the wayside. Dan, you are spot on. Love had a rough junior year too. Well, he had his last year was rough. The year prior, he had played extremely well, and that can happen, right? And that's a bit what the vibe is on Tyron Hopper as well. That his 2022 tape is much more promising than his 23. There's so much contextual stuff that goes into that, the reasons that happens. And hell, if you want to go way back, that's what you could see with Favre. That's what Ron Wolf saw with Favre. That, the tape from the year before, his final year in college, was even better than the stuff he had seen up to that point, which had already sold him on Brett Favre. So, yeah, it's about taking the entire picture in, right? Not just their final year. Chris, what's up? Why do you always think Myers isn't a good center? This is funny because I defend Myers probably more than anybody else in the Packers blogosphere, but I just don't think that he's not it's not that I don't think he's a good center. I think they can upgrade. That's not telling tales out of school, and that's not being mean to Josh. It's like he's played well in spurts. He's insanely inconsistent. If you can get better, you do so. This ain't tiddlywinks, man. It's the National Football League. He has stretches of really good play. And then he has plays, sometimes at key moments where he completely shits the bed, and that's fine. You can hopefully develop, improve, get better from there. But man, he's entering the last year of his rookie deal. If they had thought, this is our center long term, they probably would have signed him to a long term extension at this point. That hasn't happened. And that's most likely because they're looking to move on. And again, I'm not like, yes, you're right. He is good. They want better than good. They want great. They want excellent. They want someone who's going to help them win a championship. Nothing wrong with that. Now, look, there's also every possibility they get into camp. Josh plays his ass off, right? Really solidifies himself as a center. And then he goes, gets 8 or 9 games into the season and is killing it. It's like the light switch has flipped, right? And then he gets an extension. And I hope that happens. But look, you cannot sit there as a general manager and say, oh, yeah, we're okay. You can't be okay. It's about winning the title. Okay ain't going to get it done. And right now, for the most part, Josh's been okay. He's got to be better than that. He's got to get way more consistent. And who knows, maybe getting some competition will help him do so. Joe, what's up, man? Tom, Dobbs, Brooks, Wicks, Wooden, recent day 3 picks. Highest hopes for this year's day 3 picks? May there be no White Claw in your future. God, that was pathetic, man. I can't believe people drink that shit. So, highest hopes? I got to be honest, Oladapo. And not just because he's my crush, but yes, because he's my crush. Oladapo. I think King's got a real chance to contribute right away. But, man, I love Oladapo. I love his game. I just love his whole kind of arc so far. I just hope he keeps killing it. Richard, what's up? Good to see you too, man. How are you? Brian from Middleton, what's up, man? Thanks for checking out the stream. Appreciate you. Far before he donated his intestines. Yes, before the big car accident. Exactly. Tim, what's up? Random Packer, Aaron Rodgers. There you go. There you go. Honesty. Well, yeah, Dan, it's just, that's the thing, especially in the internet culture. And I'm not calling out whoever it was that asked that about Josh, but it's like just because you point out that someone is inconsistent or isn't an all-star or whatever, or had a stretch of great play, doesn't mean you hate him. Doesn't mean you're bagging on him. And I understand, a lot of people do that, especially online, right? It's not that. It's about there's a standard, and you've got to meet that, and you've got to get better, and you've got to improve. And I think Josh has improved a little bit, but man, he is nowhere near the consistent presence they need in the middle of their offensive line. Not even close. Random Packer, Aaron Ripkowski. Now we're talking. Now we're smoking. I like it. Oh, Angela, what's up? I cringed a bit when they picked a cornerback with the last name King. I mean, I can assure you were not the only one. I saw it all over Twitter as soon as it happened. So, yes. Andrew, are you happy? Andrew, let me tell you, that's a deep question. See, when I was a boy, no, I'm kidding. I'm great, man. They had a draft. They got 11 new Packers. We're going to get a ton more undrafted free agents. It's a beautiful day. No one's given up a yard on defense. No one's missed a block on offense. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening here in New York City, and life is good. Roberto, what's up? Thanks to the super chat. I have a feeling Monk is going to be a stud. I mean, he's got a lot of experience to lean on as far as just, getting into camp, and shouldn't be too big for him, right? I really think he has a chance to contribute right away, no doubt. Now we're at the point where it's just random Packer, sea of random Packers, which is great. Love the English fan. He killed it. Jim, I haven't been able to hear the audio yet. I know Tyler put it up on our Twitter feed. I've been live on the live stream, so I haven't got a chance to listen to it yet, but I am 100% going to be checking it out because the reviews are in and he seemed to have killed it announcing the pick. I'm very excited about that. Aaron, love this draft. Can't wait for the season to start, baby. Aaron Harper, I feel you, man. David, that's a good question. Does Royce Newman have a future in Green Bay? I think it's a thin one. I think there's every possibility that maybe they get, bring him into camp. But you got to think there's a very good chance that, he loses out in that competition. Now, I'm not declaring anything. It's not set. But, I mean, if the light hasn't come on yet for Royce Newman, it probably won't. And they've just added a couple pieces along the offensive line that could push him out of a job. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. A lot of ball game left. I don't want to miss. Oh, did I miss that one? Sorry, guys. Oh, no, I got that one. Okay, good. Got all those. What else we got here? Tim, hey, Nags, you and Corey going down to Brazil? Yes, absolutely. Mike, things got a little testy today in the live stream. I got frustrated. There's zero doubt about that, but I wouldn't call that testy. Maybe a little miscommunication, but hey, man, I am all for fans expressing themselves and fanning how they want to fan. That is what it's all about for me. I mean, we may not agree on how to do that, but always the underlying should always be yourself. Be a fan, be yourself. I'm down with that. That's all I ever want. Jordan says, never a problem having too much O-line depth. Could not agree more. Michael says, Marshawn Lloyd was the best pick in the draft for the Packers. I mean, it's an exciting addition. There's no doubt he has insane upside. You do wonder about the fumbling. That is the one area where you cannot put the ball on the ground, man, or you will not be on the field. So hopefully that's in the past. Soder, thanks for the super chat. I was testy. Yeah, you were fine, Soder. You were fine. Doug Hype, thanks, buddy. Here is some Brewski beer money for Corey, too. September 6th, me and Corey get Brazilian girlfriend. I don't know how his current long-term girlfriend's going to feel about that, but Godspeed to you on your quest, sir. Packer Nation United Goody crushed it in this year's draft once again, and that's crushed with a K, so you know it's serious. Does Green Bay have the infrastructure to support the draft crowds Detroit did? Missed on a couple. Shelly Mass, I don't know, missed on a couple what? Yeah, they'll be great. It's going to be awesome. And they're going to utilize not just Green Bay, but the Valley, and they'll be utilizing Milwaukee as well because they're going to be having high-speed rail between Milwaukee and Green Bay. Maybe not high-speed rail, but they're going to have rail, free cars that you can go back and forth on. So, yeah, it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited to see how the NFL sets up the draft itself. And then also, like, that week in Green Bay and the surrounding area, it's going to be amazing. I mean, I think I saw a number of 700,000 today attended the draft, which is kind of insanity. But, Oshkosh holds the EAA every year, and they do just fine. So they'll be okay. John, what's up? Thanks for the super chat. To me, initially, this looks better than the 2022 draft. Be hard to top last year's. Hopefully, it translates to the field. John, I'll tell you where they have a chance to kind of maybe meet up with last year's class is the opportunity. Because here's the thing. You never really know until these guys get on the field, and then you have to allow them to fail. You have to allow them to make mistakes and then hopefully grow from them. It's been a long time since we saw as many rookies as we did last year get those opportunities early and often and get to learn from them and stick around on the field and then hopefully grow and develop during the season, right? I think there's a decent chance there are going to be plenty of opportunities, especially on defense, for this group to get on the field, make those mistakes, and develop and grow during the season. Those opportunities are the key. But I'm with you. I think it could meet 2022, but I think with opportunity, it could even meet 2023 for early returns anyway. We'll see. Tad, what's up, man? Does it seem sometimes like the Packers only employ West Coast scouts plus one guy in the state of Georgia? Random Packer, Guy Prather. Ooh, Guy Prather's a good one. Yes, it does seem like that. It even seemed like that a little bit more when Ted was in town. But yeah, they love their West Coast dudes. Sam Seal, he's got a big, big voice in that building. There is zero doubt about that. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going, except for John Hooper Super Chat. Every time the Bears draft a quarterback, it feels like they're painting flames on a broken car. Might look better, but it's still a piece of shit. That is an excellent image. Is there a Tom Grossi in here? Grossi, don't you have some like content to produce or something? There we go. Here we go. I have hope for the defense, Aaron. I'm ready to get hurt again. It's so funny you put that in there, Tom, because this is probably the most contentious thing during the live stream that we had today. Good times. Good times. I guess I'm ready to get hurt again because I don't have a choice, right? I'm a Packers fan, so I'm going to watch obsessively. But I'm very much wait and see. I'm excited by the additions, but I've been hurt too many times, man. I ain't getting excited about shit until it's third down in Brazil. All those Packers fans going nuts, and they bring a blitz and decapitate Jalen Hurts. Then I'll get excited. Until then, I got no excitement in me for the defense. I got to see it. That's just me. Your mileage may vary. That's just where I'm at in my life journey at this moment. I already put out all my videos. I sleep now. Tom, God bless you, man. And on that note, I am out as well. Thank you so much, everybody. I cannot tell you enough how much I appreciate, Corey appreciates, everybody at Cheesehead TV appreciates your continued viewership, activity, commenting, engagement. You guys are the lifeblood of everything we do here. Thank you so much. Packers fans literally worldwide. We had people in Sweden. We had people in Japan. We had people in Brazil, all throughout the streams this whole weekend. Really, really appreciate it. Anybody who makes Cheesehead TV any part of their Packers routine, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Please hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. Go Pack Go.